I have something kind of unpopular to say about Star Wars Battlefront 2, but I should preface this video by saying I do not like their loot box system. I do not like the way they're going about it. Although maybe I'm a sucker, I do like the fact that the developers over there at DICE are talking about changing things up. If you can gather anything from what the developers of Battlefront 2 have been saying, it's that things will not stay the same. I don't like the loot box system because it affects progression and it affects who you are as a character. I don't, however, think loot boxes are an inherent detriment to video games. If there's a solid giving is the key word, in-game economy where players can redeem the items they want and work towards the items they want. But I'm not here to discuss my opinion on the loot system, I'm here to discuss my opinion about people. If you have a serious issue with the loot system, if you think that loot systems in general are of a gigantic detriment to the gaming industry, and you want to be vocal on Twitter and Reddit and on YouTube and in YouTube comments, on Google+, on Facebook, on MySpace, you want to let everybody in the fucking world know how disgusted you are, that's fine. But if you are going to buy the game anyway, then shut up. It's like the people that talk about how America needs American-made cars as they drive around in their Honda. Or the people that complain about how we buy things from overseas from people that are overworked and underpaid, and they rant about it on YouTube through a microphone that was made in fucking China. Because it's really easy to say everybody else should do something, or to point out the problem with something without actually acting on it. This is why we see hashtags on Twitter before people call their state representatives. It's really easy to show that you're for a movement than actually do anything for it. The sad truth is, although games might have bad season passes, loot boxes, microtransactions, we still want to play them. We still want to play the beautiful Frostbite Star Wars game that allows you to play through all eras of Star Wars. We want to play the campaign, we want to grind it, we want to unlock stuff, we want to play with our buddies, and that's fine. If you want to buy Battlefront, go for it. If you want to buy loot boxes, go for it. It's your money, it's your life, do you. Now, don't pretend there's no repercussions because you're just doing you, but hey, if you think life's short, I want to play games, I want to enjoy them, I don't give a shit. I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's almost where I'm at. I'm kind of cautiously optimistic. I'm excited to play the game, and by the way, at the time of recording this, I haven't played the game yet. That's why I'm not really talking about the game specifically, I'm talking about people talking about the game. The gameplay you're seeing might be launch night gameplay, or it might be old beta gameplay, by the way. But where I'm at, I'm kind of just cautiously optimistic. I'm going to play the game, and I want to review it for you guys. I want to tell you guys about it to see if you guys want to ask for it for Christmas or pick it up when it's on sale. It's an FPS game. I mean, I know it has a third-person mode, but it's a big multiplayer shooter, so of course I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to try it out, and I'm going to give my 2 cents on it. This is my platform to try things out and then complain about them or praise them or give feedback on them. I don't think loot boxes ruin video games. I think poor implementations of them ruin video games, and EA and DICE have been under fire from every angle for the last couple of weeks about this subject. I'm excited to see the changes they're going to do. And during the recording of this commentary, and I don't know what this is going to be tomorrow, I don't know where this is going to go, this might be irrelevant, but I'm already seeing that apparently the in-game currency that you can buy with real money is no longer for sale on Xbox, PC, Amazon. You can't buy it. The crystals that you can buy with real money to buy supply drops, yeah, that's not for sale right now anymore. So if they took the monetary value out of those loot boxes, that would be insane. But you see, I'm here to complain if they don't and praise them if they do. That's my purpose here. You as the average consumer, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people will share this, you do not get to complain and bitch and then buy the game, even if it's on sale. Like, what do you think you're doing? See, my protest is to not buy the supply drops. I'm really not angry at the fact that they're there. I'm going to be angry with how they're implemented. I think the game will be fun with or without them. And from everything I'm hearing and everything I'm seeing gameplay-wise, and people I've talked to on Twitter, skill trumps money. You can buy $1 billion worth of these crates, get all the power-ups and everything, but if you're not good, you're not going to be good. I don't think anybody's going to win because they have a higher value star card than you. But because I don't know, because I haven't played it yet for myself, I'm cautiously optimistic. So yeah, that's my justification for owning the game. But the amount of people I'm seeing complaining and joking and making fun of the game for its supply drops and it's terrible, it's appalling, it's gross, that's fine. Do that. Unless you've purchased the game. But here's the other thing. I talked to somebody on Twitter, and I won't name who they were, but they just got the game for free, perks of their job. And he was so upset that the game is screwed up so badly, and he rants about it on Twitter, but then he also says he's having fun with it. And I'm like, well then don't pay for it, and he told me, yeah, that he got it for free. But does he not realize that EA and DICE don't just look at sales, they look at player numbers. So even if you get the game for $2 in the back alley because you suck somebody's dick, it doesn't fucking matter. If you're gonna hop online and play it, you're a player number. If you start to get gamer score in it, if you go get achievements in it, it registers as a game you've played on your account. What the fuck do you think you're protesting? And also, even if you got it for free and they had no idea how many people played it and their player number count didn't matter at all, and that was irrelevant, to you personally, now this is a weird topic a lot of people won't get into, but to you personally, how does that make you feel? A money-grabbing, greedy corporation takes the beloved Star Wars franchise and uses it to shove loot boxes down kids' throats, and what do? You play it anyway, you buy it anyway, maybe you buy the Elite Trooper Deluxe Edition. You know, let's talk about that for a second. I know loot boxes and microtransactions and gambling is bad. It's worse than flat purchases. But what about pay $15 or $20 extra to get into the game early? What about buy EA subscription service to play the game early? That's almost pay to win, because when I hop on tonight to play the game at the time of recording this, you realize that I'm going to be severely outmatched from people that have been playing it all earlier this week. So was I supposed to shill $20 more to get the Elite Trooper Deluxe Edition? As if pre-ordering it wasn't enough? The first game had the second half of the Star Wars universe locked behind a season pass that I didn't have access to until it went on sale, and then there still wasn't enough content to keep me interested in playing. And maybe this is unpopular, but to me that's worse than some loot boxes a kid can buy to get a star card that I don't have. What I'm saying is, if you're against loot boxes, you must also be against giant season passes that hold the second half of a fucking video game. Or has meme culture and trend culture kind of interfered with the things we get mad at now? Oh, season passes still suck, but now we're mad at loot boxes. Sure, but they both suck. One of my least favorite parts about Battlefield 1 is that it feels stunted, small, and limiting compared to the last 5 Battlefield games, and then it keeps wanting me to buy the premium pass so that I actually have challenges to unlock guns and new maps and new things and new vehicles. And man, I'd play Battlefield 1 probably a lot more if that shit was free. At least Battlefield Hardline gave all the DLC guns out for free. That was nice of them. Or that Battlefield 4 towards the end of its life cycle had several free maps and guns. But the second half of the First World War is locked behind a premium pass with Battlefield 1. And to me, that's a problem. But it's okay, I mean, the loot boxes are cosmetic only, so like that's the really important part. This video is getting a little bit messy. But if you are against injustices to the consumer, you are against season passes, paid DLC, microtransactions, loot boxes, all forms of paid RNG, then stop buying it, especially if you're a YouTuber with a large influence. I'm sorry, once you have over a couple thousand subs, I don't think it's right for you to buy supply drops or loot boxes and say, oh, it was just for experiment, or it's my money and do whatever I want. I'm sorry, if you're really against it, you're not gonna buy it. If you're for it and you like it, fine, it's unpopular opinion, but fine, go for it. But do not talk about how against these practices you are, and then buy them. Don't buy the games, don't buy the season passes, do not buy the Elite Trooper Deluxe Editions. Don't pre-order. If you're against it, you're against it all the time. If you're not against it, you don't care, that's fine too. Just, you can't have it both ways. I don't want to see you on Twitter, they fucked up this game, this is so anti-consumer, this is deceitful, this is terrible. Hey, gameplay's fun though. Fuck you. It's really easy to care when you just get to sit and play your fun video games at the end of the day. Especially when your job allows you to get free copies of free games. The reason the gaming industry is not going to get drastically better anytime soon is because it's full of people bitching and whining and playing all at the same time, and you have to cut out the fun part in that list. You can bitch, whine, complain, return the games that you think are the biggest problem, call up Microsoft, call up Sony, demand refunds. But I'm sorry, you don't get to add to the player numbers. You don't get to add to their revenue and then bitch that they're making so much money and from being deceitful. And to the YouTubers that get flown out to go play Battlefront 2 early and then you come back and you're talking about how anti-consumer it is and making fun of it, it's like, why'd you fly out there? Do you want the industry to change? You have to plant your feet and say, fuck you. So, I'm not saying that I'm an activist, I'm saying that if you fancy yourself as one, act like one. Don't complain about supply drops in Call of Duty, dear YouTubers, and then buy them for an experiment. Don't complain about DLC and then buy it. Don't keep feeding the beast that keeps biting you on the ass. And again, this is not to the average gamer. This is to the avid gamer. This is to the angry gamer that is against this system. There's an episode of Wonder Years where they want to execute a walkout to protest the war in Vietnam. Long story short, one of the faculty members at the school tells the kids, it's really easy to stand up for something when you don't lose anything. The reason he said that is because the principal told them earlier that if they walk out, they will get an F in all of their classes. The principal couldn't believe later in the day when the students executed the walkout and sang "Give Peace a Chance" on the front lawn of the school. It's really easy to stand up for something when it doesn't cost you anything. So if you're an activist and you're against this, do something about it. Because it can't feel good going on Twitter and complaining about the anti-consumer nature of developers and publishers, and then setting down your phone, picking up your PlayStation controller, and playing around a Battlefront. Because if you're against it, you're against it all the time. Oh, but you're probably wondering, Boom, you're kind of sounding like someone in an ivory tower right now. Aren't you gonna buy the game? Yeah, I don't care. I'm not gonna buy the fucking loot boxes. And if the game is so pay to win that it's apparently obvious within the first several weeks of owning the game, I'm gonna fucking call Microsoft and ask for a refund. But I don't think it's as big as a deal as people are making it out to be, as much as I dislike the system. So maybe I have no room to throw stones. I'm just saying to the people that are throwing the stones already, just make sure you open your glass house's big double door before you do that. See you when I see you. Goodbye.